of topic he has chosen to do his PhD work is urban heat island in Chennai city. As you all know, Chennai is one of the metropolitan cities in India, which is a fast-growing city, and he has taken up this study to understand the urban heat island in Chennai city through ground data collection as well as through remote sensing and GIS techniques. Also, he has taken one objective to understand the perspective of people who are residing in Chennai in different sectors, like industrial sectors, residential sectors, commercial sectors. And he is also trying to understand their perspective towards the urban heat island and the nature based solution. Since it is only 2 years of his PhD work, he has done partially the data collection and analysis. And today he is going to present the overview of the PhD work. And whatever he has done so far, he will also present it in the form of table figures, and the results will be also elaborately interpreted by Mr. Shaki. So, with this background, I now invite Mr. Shaki to present your work. Zaki, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Professor Joshi, and thank you so much, Professor Ajay Kumar. So I'm now sharing my screen. Good afternoon to everyone present over here through this Google Meet, and I would like to present this seminar. And the topic of this seminar is Urban Heat Island in Chennai City through ground level monitoring and remote sensing technique, people's perspective and nature-based solution. So we all know about the climate change, global warming, and this is the topic which we have learned from our school days. But how the cities will be affected with the climate change? Most important factor is the high temperature. Global warming will have serious consequences for human health, biodiversity, ecosystems, and the goods and services they provide. More frequent high temperature extremes such as hot days and nights and heat waves as observed and projected will affect human health. This could lead to an increase in the cases of temperature related mortality. And who will be the most vulnerable in this thing? They will be the population, mostly the elderly and the infants will be affected the most as per the works done by the researchers. First of all, what is urban heat island? So, urban heat island, in short, we know the UHI, which is called as it is an urbanized area that experiences higher temperatures than the outlying areas. So, we can see in this graph. From this graph, we can know what is an urban heat island. So, in the x-axis, we have given all the different types of areas, that is rural areas, urban residential, commercial, downtown, suburban, and the y-axis is the temperature in Fahrenheit. So as we can see, the temperature is maximum in the downtown region, which is showing the peak. And as we move to the suburban and residential, the temperature is less. So that means the downtown, the major city region is having the maximum temperature as compared to the outlying or surrounding areas. So mostly we consider the surrounding rural areas. So what we have taken is our study site is Chennai. Chennai, brief introduction about Chennai is it was formerly known as Madras, which is the capital of the Indian state of Tamil Nadu. It is located at 13.04 degree north latitude and 80.17 degree east longitude on the Coromandel coast near the Bay of Bengal. It is the largest commercial and industrial center for South India as well as it is the cultural, economic and educational center. Chennai experiences hot, humid climate due to its proximity to the sea. And the factor which is most important to know is that it is the fourth most populous metropolitan area in India and 31st largest urban area in the world. And its area covers 426 square kilometers with the population of 4.9 million as per the latest data of World Population Review. But why we have selected Chennai? There are several reasons and news has come upon every year, every month that why Chennai feels hotter than ever before. Among metros, heat stroke is highest in Chennai. Chennai records the hottest day of the year in 2023. It was there. So every year the record goes on breaking and Chennai is becoming hotter and hotter. So that's the reason we have selected Chennai as our study area. So overall rationale of the study is Chennai being the city with the increasing annual average temperature demands a systematic study to know the changing urban heat island pattern. Increase in energy demands because the population increases, The factories are coming up, industries are coming up, so the energy demands are also increasing. The health hazards and greenhouse gas emission are the harmful outcomes of the urban heat island effects, which makes this study a vital task for sustainable future. Urban heat island can also contribute to increase in air pollutant level. So that is also leading to the air pollution, not only the temperature increase, which can be studied through our work. So green ways to cope up with the UHI effect on environment as well as humans will be studied in this study to minimize the impact of increase in average temperature by the anthropogenic impact. Anthropogenic impact, the impacts which are caused by we humans, we are the major factor for the temperature increase or any other climate change. So maximum, we are the contributor, that is the anthropogenic impacts. Coming to the survey. So what we did is first objective was mobile survey, and it was conducted during the summer and winter in May 2023 and January 2023. Actually, it will be 2023. So here in the months, air temperatures were recorded every 3 minutes along the mobile route. So the routes were selected and in every 3 minutes. So this methodology was already adopted by Devdas et al. In 2009. So they were from Anna University. They did this thing. So we have followed the same procedure, but the location, number of location which we have included are more than the locations which they did in 2009. So the air temperatures were recorded, and with the help of GPS and this temp top handheld device for air quality monitoring, we visited 81 locations. And among these 81 locations, we also recorded the GPS location, and then we are further going for the analysis. Preparing heat maps is the next objective. After we got the data, so this temp top air quality monitoring device is used to measure particulate matter 2.5, particulate matter 10, total particles, carbon dioxide level, which is the most harmful greenhouse gas if its concentration increases than the normal level, and formaldehyde, which is a carcinogen. Along with that, two important things for our study: temperature and absolute humidity. So after preparing heat maps, so heat maps will be prepared using the data of temperature, humidity, carbon dioxide, particles, PM 2.5, PM 10, and comfort index. Yes, what is this comfort index will come in the upcoming slides. So the next plan is to prepare the heat maps from this data. Coming to the data analysis and interpretation. So data analysis and interpretation can be done with the help of the types of data analysis. For example, PCA, we can do regression analysis, also box plot analysis. So here the regions were divided into 5 categories. CSR. C means here it is commercial, suburban residential, others urban residential, industrial, and rural and suburban residential and rural residential. Coming to the next slide, here we have calculated the comfort index. So what is this comfort index, or it is also called as temperature humidity index. So it is the index which is used by Li Yang et al. In 2016, which is having a table which shows if the value is in between, as you can see in this table, if the value is in between the 15 to 19, 15 to 20, it is comfortable for the stay of the people who are residing there. But if it is going beyond that, it is going towards cold, and if it is going beyond in the downside, we can see, so it is going towards hot, very hot, and torrid level. So the formula to find out this thermal humidity index or comfort index is T minus 0.55 minus 0.0055 H multiplied by T minus 14.5. So here the T means the maximum temperature and H means the relative humidity. So from the data collected from our study, we have projected a graph here. As you can see here, in the summer season, the 51 places, the locations which we took the data, they were under torrid zone. Torrid zone means they were in the extreme zone, and 30 zones were very hot. So among 81 locations, none of them come in close to the comfortable region. So the people residing there are not in the comfortable index. Similarly, we assume that in winter at least we will be getting some of the regions as comfortable, but there also we have seen two zones as it was coming under the very hot, and 79 zones they came slightly towards hot. It was not in the comfortable zone, it was in the hot zones. Next was the questionnaire survey. So questionnaire survey for knowing the people's perspective, how they are thinking about climate change, urban heat island, what they know, and what are the mitigation strategies they are following. So the stratified random sampling was done. Questionnaire paper was distributed, and we went to the commercial, residential, urban residential, suburban residential, rural and industrial zones, and then data were analyzed with the help of software. So the questions were in bilingual, that means in Tamil, the local language, as well as in English, for the benefit of the local people, those who cannot understand English, because they are the major pillars. They will be having the experience of handling this because they are going towards the change and they know, because those who are illiterate, they are also a very important factor in this questionnaire survey. So from our questionnaire survey, just I want to show one table where we have recorded public perception of reasons for changing climate. So here there were several reasons given in the questionnaire. One is religious, human factors, personal environmental experiences, natural, climate is normal, don't know. So here percentage wise, if you see, three are the major things which we have to focus on and we have to analyze. 12.6 only, they say that humans are the reasons for the climate change or urban heat island. So you can see it is the very less percentage they are accepting that humans are the factors. But we know from the studies in the past that the anthropogenic reasons are the major reasons for this climate change. Next, 28.6, as you can see, religious. So what was this religious? They say that the nowadays the people are moving away from the religious beliefs and they are not worshipping the God. That's why God is not helping them and these calamities are coming, climate is changing. So that we can see that is the maximum among all the reviews which we have got from the public. And climate is normal. 18.4 percentage of the respondents, they said that climate is normal, we don't have any problem with the changing climate. So here this is a very important thing to address upon, because the local knowledge, the knowledge should be dispersed in every people so that they can come up and they can do something to mitigate this plan and to eradicate this problem in Chennai city. Coming to the next important thing of our work, that is nature based solutions. So what is this nature based solution? So these are the actions to protect, sustainably manage and restore the natural or modified ecosystems that address societal challenges. So environmental problems with societal challenges, we have to order, we have to modify and take actions with the help of nature effectively to provide human being, also the biodiversity, the benefits. So this is the definition from the IUCN. And the thing is, nature based solutions are the challenge specific. So it is not that one nature based solution will be incorporated into different kinds of natural calamities or problems which are arising in society. So they are used to address one or more specific challenges. For example, we can use nature based solution for flooding, drought, water quality degradation, urban heat island, etc. So these are specific challenges and we need specific nature based solution. So, what are some of the nature based solutions which are used globally for this urban heat island mitigation? As you can see in this picture, these are the examples of rain gardens or bioretention. So, they are typically constructed with high permeable media consisting of soil, sand, and organic matter. So, because of high permeability, they are used to store the rainwater, the water which is flooded, they are able to store that, and also we can get the plants growing and nurturing. It is providing a green space in the city regions mainly, and it helps to maximize infiltration. Infiltration means the water is going inside. If it is particularly it is maintained properly. And here in Chennai, we know every year we are facing a very nasty flood. Last year also it was record breaking flood which led to deaths of several people, animals, and many things were destroyed. So if we are going for this rain gardens or bioretention, it will help to infiltrate. The water will be able to seep inside and it will also improve the water quality, promote the vegetative growth and biological transformation process. Similarly, there are other methods, nature-based solutions which are used in urban heat island effect. One such is permeable pavements. So permeable pavements are those who are having the ability to absorb and infiltrate. So they will absorb the water, they will infiltrate the water, and they are typically designed for a low volume traffic area. We cannot make these things in the road, in the asphalt. We should do in these parking lots, driveways, and sidewalks. So as a result, what will happen? These green areas, these plants will take the water also, and among from their respiration also, and photosynthesis also, the carbon dioxide will be taken up and oxygen also will be maintained. Nature-based solutions, some more examples I would like to mention here. Reflecting or white roof. So these are also we have seen from our childhood. This is also very, very easy way. So what happens is when we are using reflecting or white roof, what happens is the sunlight which is coming, it is reflected back. It is not absorbed. As you can see in this picture here, where there is not a white roof, which is not painted, it is absorbing all the heat. As a result, the people are feeling more hotter and they are using the refrigerants, AC. So that's also leading to the contribution to the carbon dioxide and CFCs, that are also greenhouse gases. So they are causing more heat in the city. So if you're using this white or reflecting rooftop, they will reflect the sunlight and the heat will not go inside the houses. This picture is very interesting. It was taken in Tartu, Estonia. So this is showing that if we are removing any trees from any areas for the development, so we can remove them nicely in packing their roots, because the roots, if they are preserved carefully, they can be translocated to the place where they can be planted. So what we are doing in India, most of the places, is that when we are clearing some patches, then we are reforesting with the new saplings. So those saplings, what they will do is they will take 10 or 15 years to grow, and then they will absorb the more amount of carbon dioxide. But if these grown up trees are taken safely and they are relocated, then they are already matured and their carbon dioxide absorption capability is much, much higher than the newly planted saplings. So these things we can incorporate in those areas where we are removing the green plants. So next news is Chennai is India's fastest growing startup hub, says the report according to the 4th of January 2023. But what happens is when this startup grows, the industries grows, what happens to the impervious layer and pervious layer we will discuss here. So pre-development, so where there is no development, no startup, no industries, and after post-development, what happens? So as we can see here, when there is green area, 40% evapotranspiration is taking place. 40% evapotranspiration means it is providing the cooling effect to that area. Evaporation plus transpiration, that evapotranspiration, and 10% is the runoff. Runoff means the water which flows from here, and 25% of the water, it is shallow infiltrated, that means it is going to the lesser depth of the soil, and 25% goes deep infiltration, that means higher depth of the soil. It is having the natural ground cover, and that is helping to make the ground cool and also store the water. But as we move and we are doing the startup hub, industrial development, and houses are built, what happens is the runoff increases to 55%. So from 10 to 55, 45% increase in the runoff. That means water is not stored, it is simply flowing away. And the evapotranspiration rate also decreases. Also, the water infiltrates only to 15% from 50%, because it is having the 75 to 100% impervious cover. That means asphalt road and all, they're not allowing the water to go. So this development is actually not good for the environment or the city if you are not taking carefully into this account. Next thing is, it is not that Chennai is not having the green and nature-based solution. There are nature-based solutions in Chennai when we went to take the data. As you can see here, we are seeing that vertical plantation, vertical growth of the plants is there. Here they have made a golf course near the bus stand and the metro station. So this is helping the city to get the pure air. Also, it is a recreational space. And here we can see also under the metro subway and under the bridges, they have also used the green plants to grow, providing the city green areas. So these are some of the initiatives taken by the Chennai. So it is also a credible work, and this thing is very, very praiseworthy. Tamil Nadu government has launched a green initiative with United Nations Environment Program. So this green initiative actually has taken school children. Yes, if the ground level or our backbone of the society, the children, if they are taken into these green initiatives, that will provide a much better solution from the city. So 25 schools have been selected to take up various green measures such as solar lighting, solar bore wells, adapting rainwater harvesting, composting, creating vegetable gardens, medicinal plant gardens, and also raising fruit bearing trees, reducing the water usage, recycling of wastewater, creating a plastic free environment. So these all things are linked to the mitigation of climate change and making it to the greener area. Similarly, this thing is also interesting. This is the Kathipara flyover junction. It is the largest clover leaf flyover in South Asia. So then it is the picture taken 8 years before, 10 years, 8 years before it is, and now we have seen Kathipara Urban Square. So it has changed the name not only, but it has changed the dynamic of that place. Now that greenery has improved and green parks, recreational space, food courts and parking has come up, because earlier 24 into 7 here you can see it was only traffic. There was the particles from the digging of all these things. There were nothing was done in this region, so it was completely hot also because there were no greeneries around this flyover. But now after this 24 into 7, what is happening? The green parks are functioning, recreational space is there, people are able to go there, they are able to enjoy, and they are also giving the cleaner air to the people residing nearby, and the transportations and all also they are running functionally. Next thing, we have to see what's next in our study. So what can be done in this study? So these are the four important things which we are planning for our study. So number one is the thermal mapping of the Chennai region. So with the help of the satellite data, we want to map the 20 years decadal changes in the thermal mapping through the thermal remote sensing. Next thing is with the help of instrument, infrared radiation instrument, thermal instrument, we have to map the city in the same locations where we have taken with the help of the temp top air quality monitoring device, because that was taking the air temperature and this device will be taking the land surface temperature, so that we can also correlate what's the difference and how much it is varying. Similarly, we have to also go for the permeable pavements pilot study, and we have to check how much of efficiency it is providing if it is not permeable, and after it is permeable, that efficiency if it works we can incorporate in the areas where the people are willing to go for. And most importantly, for the benefits of the people and the health of the people, a model heat action plan. Yes, heat action plan is present in every state, even in Chennai, also in Tamil Nadu it is present, but the functioning is not up to the mark. So what does that heat action plan says? It provides the vulnerable population, the focus is on the vulnerable population, that is the elderly and the infants, and proper helpline will be there to aware the public if there is heat wave there, and the timing should be also changed as per the heat action plan for the working hours to avoid the sunstroke and other heat related activities. So proper heat action plan which should be maintained in the city, it should be done with the coordination between the various government agencies as well as the local public. So this is the thing which is important to take up in this research. So that's it about this presentation. It's not about UHI, it's actually about you and I, how we can make this urban heat island and we can eradicate the problems which are caused due to this urban heat island. Thank you so much, everyone, for your attention. Thank you so much.
Hello. Thank you so much, Jackie, for such a wonderful presentation. Now, I would request to the audience, if you have any questions, you please type or you can ask verbally too.
Hi, hi Jackie.
Hello, ma'am.
How are you? Very
I'm
lovely
good. I'm good.
presentation.
Thank you, ma'am.
I had one question. You, in your second or third last slide, you spoke about the way forward, and I just wanted to know. You said one was thermal heat monitor, so you will try looking at that. The second was land surface temperature. So can you just elaborate on it? How are you going to do that?
Yeah, actually, ma'am, one thing we'll be using the satellite data for the thermal mapping, and the other will be with the help of the device. So the land surface temperature will be taken for the current scenario, that will be with the help of the device. But last 20 years data will be taken with the help of the satellite data.
So you can kind of do a comparative thing. You will with GIS, you will try looking at last 20 years data, and presently you will take up that device and you will look into present situation. So what is that device taking there?
Uh, that device is actually it is a thermal mapping device. So we are planning to procure that, and after that we'll look forward to that.
Lovely presentation, Jackie. It was very nicely structured and very nicely presented, and we really loved it. I mean, I just thought that I will not be hooked and I will just look into the conclusion, but it was like for half an hour I was just sitting and looking at what you have done. So
Thank you so much. Thank you.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Ashish. I have a question regarding, Jackie, you have presented in your 10th or 11th slide related to the thermal heat, thermal humidity index or the
Yes.
comfort level. So my question is you refer to a paper by someone from China, uh,
Yes.
and for the year of 2016. So my question is there in the formula it is there is something like minus 14.5 something kind of thing. So my question is is it independent of the region one is from, or is it varying from region to region? Because
Yes.
there
Yes.
may be people may be adaptable to one place, and people is in some other place they may have different level of adaptability.
Exactly. We were also having the same doubt when we were doing for this, but luckily we got a paper from India. Those who have already included the same formula and they have published a paper. So after that only we went to do this analysis. So it is also done in India already. So we have taken that formula.
Okay.
Uh, Zaki, I had one more question.
Yes, ma'am.
Ashish, are you done? Should I continue?
Yes, yes.
Oh, sorry. So, I because in one of your second or third last slide, you also spoke about trees which are getting transplanted, and even they have those power of sequestering carbon. So, can you just talk a bit more, because I did not. I mean, there was some connecting issue, and I could not hear from you. So, you focused on the transplanted trees and the upper part. So you weren't, because the lower part when it is transplanted, you generally have the newer versions which are very small, and then you said that the older ones which has a big stem and all, they have bigger power of sequestering more carbon. So how it is related to, how are you trying to connect that can you just elaborate a bit?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, when we are clearing any patches of forest, mostly in India, so what we do is after clearing that, we are keeping the logs aside or we are selling that, we are cutting that into pieces. So what we have seen in other countries and in India also some part they are doing, they are keeping the roots like preserved for some hours or days. And what helps is when they are going for any afforestation program, they are not planting the saplings. So if we plant the saplings, it will take 10 to 15 years to grow, and its power to take the carbon dioxide will be more. So, am I audible, ma'am?
Yeah, yeah, you are audible.
Yeah. So that thing is, we have to keep the plants which we are like relocating, which we are clearing that, because those plants can be used. We don't need to have the more efforts of like planting to new saplings, taking care of them for 10 to 15 years, because we are already having a thing we can relocate, and that place which we are planting, it can reduce the carbon dioxide from in that area.
Meaning you are trying to give an emphasis that we should focus on transplantation. We should focus on tree transplantation, right?
Like the areas where we are clearing the trees, there we should preserve the trees. We should not cut them into logs and sell them simply, because they can be used in other locations where we are going for the afforestation.
Yes, Jackie, congratulations. What a mesmerizing presentation. Excellent.
Thank you
So
so
it
much.
was very nice contents, and your diction was extremely well. So congrats on that. And I liked your UHNI and UNI. That is the mantra probably we all will be taking forward. But in between, you presented a slide wherein you are talking about a park area with green cover, and then when it is transforming to a concrete area, and there you had given some numbers for runoff or say infiltration or evapotranspiration. Are those generic numbers globally people are using, or have you carried out any computation on that also?
No, sir. You're talking about the evapotranspiration rate, the infiltration. So that is actually an overall view, like how the land changes. But it depends on the type of land in which the buildings are grown and type of initiatives which you are taking after going for the like buildings and all. It's just an overall idea, like how much decrease in the percentage happens.
Okay, great. Thank you. So nice of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So I think presentation was crystal clear. So there are not much questions which are coming up. Still, audience and participants, if you wish, you can ask questions.
Jack, you said that you are going to map for LST and all in some time. So, which supply data you are planning to use it this purpose?
We are planning for Landsat 7 and Landsat 8 data because that are
Okay.
the mostly available data. Last 20 years we'll be going for that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the plan, and I am in the beginning stage of the remote sensing and all. So I'm just learning and all. So I'll be incorporating this hopefully by this year.
Okay, Neha, I think uh,
Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah.
you
I
don't have
think
much of the questions.
yes.
And
We
there are
can
many
conclude.
compliments which are coming for Jackie for
Yes.
such a great presentation. If we can all switch on our, cameras,
Yeah, yeah.
then we can have a group photograph which will get into our memory lane. So I request everybody to switch on the camera. So good. So, though Neha will be formally giving vote of thanks from on behalf of Professor Jayakumar, but I urge you all, and in fact, I request each of the participant which is here, if they are interested to participate in our such type of doctoral research seminar, and if you wish to have a presentation onto this, you can simply write to any of us, and the participating institutions which are there in urgent project, they are on the top requested to come forward and give the
Okay.
seminar. And we might be having one in the last week of January, and there is one presentation on you know urbanization per se and how it is changing the infrastructure. And then probably in the first week of February, we have one from our Mongolian colleague. The lady, she is working in Japan and being supervised by Professor Ochir, who is in Mongolia. And then maybe there will be few more which will be listed in near future. So let us hope for the best. Over to you, Neha, if you can give a concluding remark and vote of thanks on behalf of Mary University.
Okay.
Please, Neha.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, Jackie, for such a nice presentation. I would like to thanks for all the audience for giving their precious time to listen to this presentation. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you.
Great. So we call
So
it,
I think we can end the session
this
now.
particular
Yeah.
seminar closed. So thank you. Thank you very much. We'll meet soon. Thank you, Jackie,
Thank,
for a wonderful
thank you, sir.
presentation. It was
Thank you,
really
sir.
great.
Thank you, sir. ମୁଁ ଟାଇମ୍ ଦେଖୁଛି ଟାଇମ୍ ହେଇ ଠିକ୍ ଚଳିବ ଏବେ ଚାଲିଛି